Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, young mothers seeking to work and become financially independent are struggling against a background of low pay, 0 hours contracts and benefit cuts, according to the charity The Young Women's Trust. It has recently surveyed over 500 young mums and found that 1 in 4 are skipping meals every day to provide for their children. As part of our Breadline Britain series, our North of England correspondent Claire Fallon has been hearing from mothers who are going without and those trying to help.
When the money won't stretch any further, when eking out and doing without hasn't worked, parents who are out of options are told to come here.
There are people who are really quite desperate.
Completely. So we had a lady come in here just a few weeks ago who walked in and her eyes were full of tears and she said the nappy that he's got on is all we have.
We're in Halifax. In the 90s, this was a school. It was known as Britain's worst. Now the old classrooms are used to store donations. There are rows of prams, size-sorted baby grows and tiny shoes. When they started the baby bank 5 years ago, there were a few referrals a month.
Some extra space, wouldn't we?
Now, several times a day, Catherine loads up and heads out.
So what we've got is some maternity clothing for a young lady who we're going out to.
And how pregnant is she?
She's very pregnant.
Her first call this morning is to a 21-year-old first-time mother. She's due to give birth any day. Until Catherine got involved, the woman had none of the essentials for her new child.
She's one of those mums that's incredibly isolated. There's nobody except her waiting to welcome this little baby into the world. We've got children missing school because they haven't got any shoes to go in, or as we had last week, going to school with no underwear on.
How old was that child?
7-year-old little girl. In recent months, we've dealt with children sleeping on the floor on mattresses. Some of the properties that we go in don't have any carpets. Very, very sparse with furniture. No niceties, no toys, nothing there for any sort of comfort, just the absolute bare minimum.
According to research from the Young Women's Trust, more than a quarter of young mothers are missing meals every day so they can feed their children. The proportion's higher among those on universal credit.
That is my reality. Not every day, but there's been a period of time that's how I was living. Just as long as I know that my children have something to eat, that is the main concern. That's the life of a mum.
What, kitchen downstairs?
Yeah, downstairs, this way.
Okay.
It gets a bit cold down here sometimes.
Last year, Ashley was in rent arrears, making her intentionally homeless, according to her local council. She was told she could move into this house with her 3 young children.
The most I've seen of here is on Emmerdale.
Only she's from London, and this house is in West Yorkshire.
To be honest, I feel like I kind of got wiped off the face of the earth for a minute, like I just vanished, like I was non-existent. That's how I felt.
You and your kids?
Yeah, just non-existent.
No school places?
No. And that was the longest time my children have been out of school.
How long?
From May till September.
In terms of making money last, making it stretch, what are the choices that you have to make? How difficult is it?
To make money stretch, the choices that I have to make. Sometimes I shop on a budget. I wasn't used to getting given handouts. I'm used to working for my things and providing for my kids. I like them to have the best. If I want to get something, I'm going to work hard for it and give it to them. However, I was in a position where I can no longer do that. And I've never shopped in a charity shop before, I'll be honest, I haven't.
Just before Christmas, Farah helped find a flat in this tower block for a pregnant teenager. It's her job to help young people at risk of becoming homeless in Halifax.
Hi, it's Farah. Got a bit of everything, literally leggings.
She's picked up clothes and equipment from the town's baby bank and is stopping by to make sure Shannon and 7-month-old River are doing okay.
It's hard sometimes to even pay for a bus because you've got to put your baby first, and if your baby needs food, you've got to get the food, not something for yourself.
The Department for Work and Pensions insists the government's tackling the causes of poverty, saying 95 billion a year is being spent on welfare, and families are supported to improve their lives through work. But at the baby bank, they told me in the last 5 years, they've seen things getting worse.
When you go into some of the homes that you're going into, it must break your heart.
It does. Yeah, it does. It's very difficult to walk in there and know that we can only offer a certain amount of help and support. So we can drop off the things that will make a difference, the items, but it's also very difficult to leave again knowing that there's so many other problems that we can't do anything to help with.
Claire Fallon reporting there.
I've been getting